PvP, good money, azoth, and gear. And you're telling me I can do this whenever I want? Outpost Rush might be one of the best things in the game right now, and I love it. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, I'm Barkley, and I have a quick Outpost Rush guide for you today, covering the basics and some tips and things you need to look out for. Outpost Rush is a 20v20 PvP domination type match. You fight over 3 outposts. First to gain 1000 points wins, and you get points by holding any of the 3 outposts. You can join the queue at any faction vendor, but you have to be level 60. You get to face anyone in your server, including people from your own company and faction. So if anyone didn't think you were about that life, you can now show them. When you get into the game, you'll be able to see a few things. First, when you open your map, you'll see that both teams spawn on opposite ends. There are 3 outposts, Sun, Star, and Moon. You'll also be able to see 2 mines, 2 groves, 2 wolves' dens, Baroness, and a corrupted portal. Baroness is a boss that spawns every 10 minutes, and whenever you kill her, you prevent the enemy team from gaining points for 3 minutes. You also get a very good defensive buff. She will also have a spawn timer in the top right corner of your screen. The corrupted portal is a place you can take 500 azoth essence and use it to buy a summoning stone to summon a brute to defend an outpost. These guys put in work and end up being big players and a lot of wins. Keep in mind you get the summoning token here, but you don't summon the brute here. In the top right, there will be 4 resources that you can use in this game mode: azoth essence, wood, ore, and leather. You get azoth essence from PvE combat. Wood you get from the weird wood looking trees, stone you get from the star metal vein looking nodes in the mines, and leather you get from the wolves in the dens. On death, all of these resources are dropped on the ground and other players can loot them. There are a few things you can do with these, so let's start from within the outpost. All of the outposts have an armory. This is where you can spend azoth essence. You can buy potions, powder kegs, food, and my favorite, the summoning stone for a bear. There are 3 types of summoning stones: brute, bear, and wraith. We get the brute from the corrupted portal. We just spoke on the bear, and the wraith comes from killing Doug in the mines. From strongest to weakest, I would list them: brute, bear, and wraith. There are summoning platforms by both entrances to the outpost. There's storage in each outpost that can only be used by whoever's holding it. Keep in mind, everything in this storage belongs to the owner. So if the enemy team takes it, they also get the resources you put in. In the Sun and Moon outpost, protective wards can be crafted using leather and ore. They let you spawn at your outpost instead of your fort, and the enemy team has to break it to take the outpost. You can build outpost gates with wood and ore. The turrets are made from wood and leather. They don't seem to be very good in this game mode, but my opinion could change. I haven't seen them get a lot of play. The rewards for this game mode are somewhere between 200 and 360 gold, 360 being the max for winning, 150 to 250 azoth, and a box of loot based off of your watermark. I was under the impression that these increase your watermark, but I haven't got that yet. You got the basics now. Let's talk about the things that'll help you secure the win. First tip is to hit the subscribe button. You made it this far, I'm helping you win games, help me win the algorithm. But back on topic. Be the teammate you want on your team. All of these tips are things you can do, and you would like it if other people did them too. Tip 1. You know those times you get up and leave the room and you're like, what am I doing? You don't want to do that in game, do you? Use your time wisely. It's really generic sounding, but hear me out. If you lose a team fight, what do? Do you just run around aimlessly until something else happens? You know who you are. Stop it. You know where your team will respawn. So why not just head back there and maybe get some resources on the way back? And that way you can have something ready for the next fight. So the enemy team might not have a summon on both sides. You could have farmed something to place there while everyone was dead or regrouping. Tip 2, don't die for free. It goes with tip 1, but this is more along the lines of, if you're fighting, don't overextend, don't chase for no reason. No matter how bad you want to kill that light armor wearer, if you died right before a team fight, by the time you make it back, you'll probably miss the team fight or show up late and you won't even be able to change the outcome at all. If you were to die 30 seconds before Baroness spawns, you're missing out on one of the most important fights in the match. So just be mindful of your positioning and try to fight around objectives. Tip 3, don't go where you aren't needed. You have 3 decisions at the start of the match. You can go to the closest outpost to you, go mid, or go PvE. All very important, but you have to balance how many people you're sending. If half your team goes close, you're more likely to lose the mid fight. And if no one goes to PvE, you will likely lose the race to the brutes. It's a numbers game overall. You don't want to put the rest of your team in a bad position before the fight even starts. And keep in mind that most games start with a rush to mid. And if you lose the mid fight and get away, you might want to try to go get a protective ward started. Tip 4, respect the PvE in this game mode. It's PvP and there's a lot of it, but most of the games you lost while you were comfortably ahead were won by the unsung heroes who went to farm early, showed up late, dropped a brute mid, and you didn't even know they were in the game. Or that time you didn't contest Baroness, or you didn't start rotating early enough to stop it, and they froze your score 1 or 2 times. Even though they were behind, they still caught up. You've probably been carried by someone who only showed up to do the PvE and you don't even know it. Tip 5, Seriously, if it's a minute before Baroness, rotate that way and call it out. Tip 6. Play around your team summons. Let's say you have a brute up. If you have time, put up a gate. A brute with a door is one of the hardest choke points to break through, if people are actually helping. A coordinated team can kill a summon really easy. So if you see an enemy trying to pull your brute away, help it out. It's a daunting task to fight a brute and other people. Tip 7. Is your build good for this? You're not required to play a meta build, but it won't hurt. Outpost Rush rewards make it really easy to respec your character if you have the gear for it, so it's not hard to switch your build around. The main builds I see putting in work are really the same ones in Wars. Ice Gauntlet makes it really annoying to go through a choke point, and every outpost fight is a really good place for an Ice Gauntlet. Life Staff's OP, so healers will always be welcome. The same goes for Great Axes. The ability to get a pick or set up people to be AoE down, priceless. Tip 8. Ping. I feel like no one pings in Outpost Rush. I know your entire team won't see it, but a ping goes to 20% of the allies and it costs nothing to do it. Tip 9. Don't be greedy with your resources. You know if you're the person who isn't going to go PvE. Spending the resources on something or putting them in storage is better than just dying and letting them go to the other team. And like that, you're good to go. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, ask away in the comments below. Follow me on Twitch. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.